Alright, so today, God willing, everything going well, we are playing Endzone, A World Apart, and that's what we're gonna be playing for probably next few streams. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to immediately say that I'm not exactly the best in this game. I did go through a tutorial and I tried to play a bit. Now this game is like a combination of what I would even compare with. I would say Rimworld plus general colony management. There are some Frostpunk vibes in there as well. Specifically on how you have to deal with the events and time passing, as well as your people's level of content and so on. There are quite a few things you need to keep in mind, so we're just gonna hop into easy game on normal. I'm gonna leave everything by default. Settlement name is likely demise, because the chances of me having this colony running through without any problems is unlikely, and demise is very likely. Okay. Right. So this is essentially post-apocalyptic, meaning the world as we know it has ended, and now survivors have emerged after a long time, and now they have to do what they can to survive.
You know what we learned in the Endzone? Basic needs come first and foremost. We have to build up a water and food supply, and then...
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to immediately put it on pause. So, there are a couple of things to note about this game. One, there are grown-ups and children in this game. So, like in similar Survivor games, you have food and you have children. You can see them there as well. The happier they are, the likely they will be reproducing, and that means we get more children, and children grow up into adults, and the adults have babies, and so on and so forth. There's a bunch of resources that we will be needing. There's wood, there's water, there's food, there's scrap. And one very important thing is this thing. Right now we don't know what kind of rain this will be. There is, because this is of course post-apocalyptic, that means there are radiation levels. Mostly low, fortunately, but that can change. And when the rain will have a certain amount of radioactivity in them. The more radioactivity is in the rain, it will contaminate water, it will contaminate food, it will contaminate the earth. And the more contamination there is, the more likely that your settlers will become sick. If that happens, then they have to get cured. There are ways to decontaminate food and water, so those will be probably one of the first things we'll do. We can see that right now in the very first season we have some weekly contaminated rain that we're gonna be dropping. So I'm going to immediately line up the basics of what we need, but first of all I need a couple of builders. So your settlers can they have jobs. Each task requires them to be assigned that job, and you can assign and unassign them as needed. Jobs only become available if there are buildings that can fulfill that job. If they're just settlers, then they can just do basic tasks, which are essentially gather wood, gather scrap, plants, resources, and so on. Remove radiation, and thus far, and then so forth and so forth. Now, what we want to do right now is we want to gather wood and we want to gather food, but I want to set up that food production right away as well as water production. The basic way of getting water is through the jetty. Essentially, this is manually picking up water in the bucket and putting it down. I'm gonna put that there, and I'm going to need a cistern, so I'm gonna put that immediately next to it. I don't have plastics right now, so I'm gonna not do the rainwater collector, nor can I. Food wise, we can have a couple of things already. I think that Gatherer's Cabin is probably the easiest thing to do at the start, but I will need farmyards as well. So I'm gonna make a farm. Let me see what is the... Okay, so this is the moisture levels. We want to make farms in earth which is moisty. Otherwise, we're not going to be growing anything. I'm going to leave it at this. Okay. Now, next thing we actually need to is assign jobs. So, water, farmer, gatherer. I'm going to pick 2 of these for now. And we have 4 settlers left, so we're gonna tell them to gather scrap and gather wood. I'm gonna liberate this part. There we go. And now they will go about their business and start doing the tasks they were assigned. Food and water are the basics. We need to get those first. After that, we can worry about other things. I will need charcoal kiln very soon. So for charcoal kiln, I just need wood and some scrap. That's it. I will need a charcoal kiln simply to decontaminate the water from here. Because we are now, for now we're in a good position. The water isn't contaminated, so we're good. But that's not gonna be, I don't think you can have large contamination at the very start. I think you always start with low contamination. But you can see how the radiation contamination level increases because of that rain. Oh, we have some livestock there as well. Now you can order your settlers to clear contamination out by flipping the soil. So it's not that you're helpless in that regard. Okay, so we have a jetty, and now we just need to confirm this, and that'll be that. Oh, we didn't select a seed. Now we need to select a seed. I'm gonna leave it on wheat. That's something else you have to plan for. You have to keep an eye on your seasons coming. That's gonna be more important when we have a weather forecast or whatever it's called. because that will let us know what kind of rain is coming, so we can actually cover the fields and cover the... It's also important because there will be times when there is a drought. You see, there is a season of no rain coming, so we need to make sure that we have enough water. Okay, we need more water already. We are using up more than we are getting. You can see here if there is any contamination in the water. Okay, can we build a well as at the moment? Well will always produce only non-contaminated water. And we need what for it? We just need scrap metal for it. Yeah, we can do that. We will need to start doing something about the scrap and start recycling it. This one's done. Now we want to keep this particular thing alone. So let's remove the trees around here. These trees I want to keep because these things will be getting us food. Okay, we are getting good on food and on water now. I'm going to invest into a forester. Oh, we need, of course, I forgot. We need to build up some houses. We need... We can also do shelters. But for now, we're gonna do houses. The difference between shelters and houses is people who live in houses will procreate, while the people who live in shelters will not. Okay, we are good on food and on water. We're in the third season. We have another. We need to make sure that we have enough water because there is a drought coming. This has no workers. There we go. Still have 4 settlers left. You always have to make sure that you have some settlers left, because only settlers do some of the more basic tasks. Okay, we're doing fine for now. We're okay on food, not so much on food, we're good on water. This should be no contamination, that's good. Yeah, perfect. We have 3 children, so we want to start making babies so that more of them come, and that's where these guys come in. Now, is there no... Oh, this is a scrap pile. Okay, yeah, scrap piles can only be removed with scrap yards. We're gonna be building that soon, because I need to start setting up recycling, but we kind of need more people before we can do that. There we go, we have 13. We have more settlers now, right? Yeah, we got 1 more settler. Problem is we want to get more children. Oh yes, here's the drought. So we are 4 seasons away before a drought. So the thing is, when a drought starts, the moisture level drops, which makes fields, if they're not irrigated, it makes them non-functional, so you don't make any food there. Also, it can pick up dust storms, which can damage your buildings. Okay, you still have some wood here. I'm going to invest into forester at some point, because forester will both cut and plant trees, so that we have always trees to cut. Also, we have something we can explore later down the line. Oh, we're almost full. I'm actually happy to see this. Now, in order to upgrade it, I will need plastics and something else. What is this? Coal. Yeah, so I will need coal and plastics to upgrade this building. So I will need to start working on that. On that charcoal kiln, as well as on a recycler. Oh, you're done. No more wood here. I want to leave that forest alone, but I'm okay with removing this one. Okay, we're doing well. Now, the food situation isn't exactly brilliant. I do want to get more. I have 5 settlers. I could invest into a fishing hut. We're gonna put a fisher there. I should also put some roads down, but I'm gonna wait with that for a bit. Once we got the recycling down, we need to start making tools. Right now we don't have children, and that's the main concern. Yeah, drought oncoming, so we got a warning about the drought coming in, but we are actually very good on water, so we should be fine. I could make another water tank, but we don't really have the people... Oh, we got 2 more kids. We don't have the people that consume all that water yet, so it's fine. Our consumption isn't that high. But that also means that I can take one person away from water carrying and put them into gathering, for example. Okay, so do we have... We have 6 settlers, so I can now... I'm gonna make a charcoal kiln before I make a lumber yard. So this is where the gathering hut is. I'm gonna be probably making the forester around here somewhere. So let's put that there. And man it. This is probably done. Oh no, there's still 4 more scrap left. Now the well has its own water tank as well, it seems, that I didn't know about. The drought will kill the fields though, so it will also empty this. Oh, there is something I probably should have thought about. hunting lodge just needs wood and scrap, so I can make that. If the field doesn't make any food, we can just make food with this. There are animals around, so you can also capture the animals, by the way. Put the hunter in. You can hunt animals even when there's the drought, and but the fishing will stop when there's a drought. Okay, we have 6 children and 15 people. We have only 4 settlers though, so I'm not gonna be putting any more people into work anywhere else. I did put this for a charcoal kiln burning. That's good. I just need to keep an eye on the amount of wood we have. I can always remove the people from there when I don't need any more coal. This one's done, isn't it? Yeah. Cut these trees now. Okay, there are animals there. Go kill. You can also capture animals and slaughter. You need a pasture for that, but I'm gonna do that later. To be honest, I'm not really even sure if this hunting lodge was actually necessary at the moment. Because I don't have that many people at the moment. But we do want to keep our reserves as high. What do we even need for that weather? That's the thing, I can't remember how is it called. Is it resources? No. Logistics? No, that was just looking at technology. Weather station. Yeah, I need a lot of things. I need plastics, cloth, and metal for it. So until we have a recycler up and running, that's not gonna be done. Now the reason why oh, our hope has risen. It's nice. It's probably because we have a lot of resources right now. Which is good because a drought is coming. I need some of these to become adults now. What are we missing? Settlers with no protective clothing. Okay, so we need to start making protective clothing. And that means we need a tailor. Okay, I'm gonna pause it for a bit. Now, tailor needs cloth in order to... A tailor needs a cloth in order to make anything, which means I need to make a recycler now. We can employ somebody from a different location there. I'll put it here. Oh, we have some radiation to clean up as well. Oh, is our food contaminated? I don't know if we can see where I can see that. Oh. Okay, so the radiation isn't rising, so I'm guessing it's fine. We have 2 settlers who have no protective clothing, so we do need to get a tailor up and running. No, tailor. That would be under resources, wouldn't it? Workshop, tailor shop. So I'm gonna make that right away, so just so we can have it. But until I actually have some cloth, I won't be able to do anything with it. So did I just put this? I hope not. Okay. Yeah, so those are the children which are now becoming adults, and they have no protective clothing, so we need to get that sorted because otherwise people are gonna get diseased. You are done with scrap over there, so go there. There's the drought. And there goes the lake. Now this will have no production while the drought is on. Or it will? It still says it's... oh no, it doesn't. Needs fishing grounds. Okay, so right now our fisheries are unproductive. The well, however, should still be functional though, I think. This one, however, is not producing anything at the moment. Neither is this. So we're gonna move those guys off those tasks. Oh no, I'm gonna keep the well keeper on. I think he still works. Put in a refiner and a tailor. Those buildings aren't built yet, but that doesn't matter. We don't really need charcoal yet, and we did build a few, so when that becomes a thing, we're gonna deal with it. Right now we don't need it. We need to start making protective gear as soon as possible. Actually, we don't really need the tailor yet because we don't have the materials that we need. Okay, so recycler, this recycler will be making cloth. We have scrap, so he just needs to make it. And we are still gathering scrap. There's 50 scrap here, and there's scrap piles all over the place. So and I should make a scrap yard. Okay, there we go. We're okay on food, we're okay on water. We need to start making protective gear, so this is gonna be making cloth for us. What are you missing? Needs cloth, yeah, I know. Did I remove wrong part of the workforce? No, where water carriers, I didn't. That's fine. The drought is nearly over. Fortunately, this is only a single season of drought, so it's not that much of an impact. Later on, the droughts can be several seasons long, and the rain becomes more contaminated over time as well. We're still on weekly contaminated rain, so we're good. There is no contamination in our water supply. We have 14 kids which are gonna grow up. 4 of them already grew up, but they're missing protective gear. Am I missing builders? No, I'm not missing builders. I do have builders. But for some reason the builders are not building. Okay, now they're building. I guess they were going for it to get the materials. There we go, making some cloth.